Oof. Good morning, acolytes. Your boy Tarus, the Warlock. Guys, it is 8:30 in the morning, and I just wanted to go over a little quick Warlock briefing for you guys. This is going to be a real quick stream. Just wanted to go over some news with you guys, starting with our wonderful President Donald J. Trump. Right, last 12 hours. If Iran doesn't fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the United States of America will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Yo, guys, clearly his favorite word is obliterate now. He's been using that since June of last year when we first bombed Iran. Like clearly that's his favorite word, obliterate. I don't even know if he knows what that means, guys. It's like, complete erasure. This thing damn near doesn't exist anymore, right? You can't even find it on a map. He's just yapping right now. And then let's keep going with this other joint because earlier then he has said the United States has blown Iran off the map. And yet their lightweight analyst, David Sanger, said they haven't met my own goals. Yet I have. And weeks ahead of schedule, their leadership is gone. Their Navy and Air Force are dead. They have absolutely no defense, and they want to make a deal. I don't. We are weeks ahead of schedule, just like their incompetent election coverage of me. The failing New York Times always gets it wrong. President DJT. Again, doesn't make any sense because last week, President, you claimed that we won. Then you're claiming that we're winning. Now you're cussing out our allies for not helping out with the Strait of Hormuz, despite the fact that you said previously you didn't need their help, right? And I mean, you keep saying that their air force, their navy is gone, it's obliterated. Well, why can't you hold down the Strait of Hormuz then? If we got all these wins going down, we ain't got the one win that clearly matters. And by the way, like just so everybody's clear, we haven't done regime change, right? We replaced dear old dad with his son, all right, who's even just more pissed off. So we haven't done any things that are like remotely good. You know what I mean? But he's threatening more, just to be more specific with you guys so I can show you all what's happening. Let's see, share and a little bit more detailed of what this clown's doing, man, because he's just all over the place. Like, check this out, man. Right? Again, he's threatening. We read the tweet, right? And now let's see some actual analysts here. Iran responded Sunday with threats of its own, a day after President Donald Trump warned the United States will obliterate Iran's power plants if Tehran fails to fully open the Strait of Hormuz in 48 hours. An Iranian missile struck two cities near Israel's main nuclear research center, injuring dozens and shattering apartment buildings. The development signaled the war in the Middle East, now in its fourth week, was moving in a dangerous new direction. Sirens blared across Israel as Iran launched new barrages Sunday. In the country's south, residents faced the devastation in the cities of Dimona and Arad. In northern Israel, a man was killed in a strike by the Lebanese militant Hezbollah group. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu toward Iran and said it was a miracle that no one was killed by the blast, which heavily damaged several buildings. But he said that if all residents had rushed to shelter, no one would have been hurt, and urged all to heed the sirens. So, guys, let's be clear. Y'all know they hide in deaths, unfortunately, on both sides, right? Just so y'all know, in war, in the active engagement of war, it doesn't matter which team you want to win. Both sides does this, guys. Okay, Iran, Israel, United States, whoever we're going to be at war with, who's against Russia, right? They're going to exaggerate the losses that they took out on the enemy side, and they're going to undersell the casualties and losses that they took on their own side. Okay, that's normal. Okay, every war, every theater, that's exactly what's going to happen. The problem is that we all know that, or at least more and more people are aware of that now, and so these bullshit art or the bullshit propaganda is not going to work anymore. We already know children are already losing their lives, women, fathers, right? Civilians, they ain't got nothing to do with this, man. We already know they losing their lives out here. And guess what, man? I don't want to see any lives get lost in Iran. I don't want to see any lives get lost in Israel. I don't want to see any of our U.S. soldiers getting their lives taken. I don't want to see any lives getting lost anywhere in this specific conflict, because this conflict is completely unnecessary. This is illegal. It was unprovoked. I need my fellow Americans, again, stop letting these conservatives play in our face, lie to us, and say, oh, we've been at war in Iran for 47 years. Really, guys? 47 years. Reagan ain't do shit about it. Bush Sr. ain't do shit about it. Clinton ain't do shit about it. Bush Jr. ain't do shit about it. Obama ain't do shit about it. Trump, his first term, didn't do shit about it. And Biden didn't do shit about it. And now Trump, all of a sudden, now it matters, right, guys? Y'all know that's a bunch of bullshit. But unfortunately, he gets this crap off because too many of our fellow Americans be believing this dumb shit, man. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and let's continue reading this, man. Oh, I didn't know I could scroll through the stream. That's actually pretty cool. Trump said on Saturday that he would give yeah, we already read that in a tweet. But we're gonna read this again. Trump said on Saturday that he would give Iran 48 hours to open the vital Strait of Hormuz on or face a new round of attacks. He said the U.S. would destroy various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. He may have meant the Bushehr nuclear power plant, Iran's biggest, which was already hit last week, or Damavand, a natural gas plant near Tehran, Iran's capital. In turn, Iran warned early Sunday that any strike on its energy facilities would prompt attacks on U.S. and Israeli energy and infrastructure assets, specifically information technology and desalination facilities in the region, according to a statement citing an Iranian military spokesman carried by state media and semi-official outlets. And again, guys, they're just going back and forth, talking shit. Just so you guys are all aware, one of the big things that happened the last week was Israel striking a facility, oil facility in Iran, and didn't tell nobody about it, allegedly. Right? Allegedly didn't tell anybody about this strike. Pissed off Donald Trump. Donald Trump had to basically rebuke them and live in public, because he was like, I didn't know anything about it. Now, he also lies a lot, so he probably did absolutely know something about it. But it goes more to the bigger fact that, guys, Israel's in charge, and they really just doing whatever the hell they want, guys. Like this is just, you know, it's just it. I don't know what we're supposed to do right now as people that doesn't require, again, guys, as citizens, as civilians, other than wait around to November, what can we do that's not illegal? What can, like, protesting in the street ain't gonna stop this clown, right? Rioting ain't gonna stop this clown. That's just gonna embolden him more to use ICE as his little personal military. Um, what are we supposed to do except, again, we gotta hope that he either withdraws, like he's already talked about. Maybe we should withdraw. Already, by the way, Donald Trump already admitted that maybe we shouldn't even be in this conflict. That's what happens when you got a president who says everything that comes into his head. Like any intrusive thought just pops up in just comes out of his mouth, and he ends up telling the truth, right, with those little nuggets. But what are we supposed to do except wait around till November? And even then, guys, we got to remember what Donald Trump is doing is perfectly legal. Authorized use of military force. This is how presidents, believe it's 30 or 60 days. This is how they get away with all their with their military engagements, right? And they like to use the max amount of time. That way they can basically guilt trip Congress into approving longer longer escalation of force or longer campaigns and everything like that. Sorry guys, it's early in the morning, I'm tripping. But yeah, authorized use of military force, guys. That's how presidents get their approval for military engagements. All right. So again, all you guys trying to talk about, well, we need a formal declaration of war. No, they don't. No, they don't. We haven't made a formal declaration of war since 1942. And every single American knows we have been in plenty of wars since then. But what, we're going to play games because, well, technically, right? Well, just like Vladimir Putin, right? It's not a war, it's a special military operation. Yeah, guys, that was supposed to be a special 3-day military op, and we're on Russia's on year 4 of their invasion. Guys, they haven't successfully invaded. They're still trying to invade, right? And by the way, just like I read, we're going into week 4 of this Iran war. And what was the original timeline Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth was talking about? 4 or 5 weeks. Y'all know. I mean, y'all already knew it wasn't going to be short, but y'all know we're going to be in there way longer than that. Especially due to the fact that he's already going back and forth about whether or not we're going to have troops on the ground or not, despite the fact that we already got Marines probably just a few days away now from being in the area. And anybody watching, no matter how superior our military is, having the most superior military does not guarantee victory. Okay. Yes, we got the best tools, the best equipment, the best training, but we're also going to someone else's home turf. Right? We're the away team. We're not playing on our home turf. We're playing on theirs, man. No matter how inferior the Iranian military is, guys, the Strait of Hormuz, those kind of things, those are priority for any sort of training, anything like that, guys. They got that crap locked down, as they should, by the way, because that's their home territory. I think all you guys would actually be surprised if they weren't able to hold it down. They'll be like, man, what are y'all doing the whole time? Y'all knew this was regionally the most strategic area you guys got. Why wouldn't you be able to hold that down? It'd be embarrassing if you couldn't hold it down. You know what I mean? But all of that crap, guys, has got us going all over the place because now, as y'all see, remember, we're still going through this shutdown. We still got this like partial shutdown, dealing with DHS, dealing with the TSA, TSA employees, rightfully so. Some of them starting not to show up for work. Hell, I wouldn't either without that fucking paycheck. Hold up real quick. Puerto Rican Ashley says, "Hi, Poppy. What are you doing, y'all? I'm just streaming right now. Hi, hi, Puerto Rican Ashley. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm just streaming right now. And then I'm about to go get something to eat. But yeah, guys. So we got this. We got the the TSA situation with DHS. Donald Trump, by the way, is saying that if we don't get the shutdown or the TSA funded properly, he's going to bring in ICE agents apparently in the airport. And I ain't gonna lie, guys, I don't want ICE on our streets anyway. So if you want to throw them up in our airports, that way the lines ain't that long. Go right ahead. Like, don't nobody give a fuck, right? All you're saying is that you're gonna make the airports run a little bit more smoothly again, right? But now I got a question: is the ICE agents getting paid? But that, whatever, man. You know what I mean, guys? And the shutdown combined with the oil crisis, that's another thing I wanted to get into, guys. The oil crisis. Typically, I do not whine about gas prices. All right. For those of y'all who know me, like, I got to fill up on 93 with my rides anyway. So typically I'm not whining about gas prices, but even still, guys, I don't enjoy paying 60, 70 cents more per gallon. And for you guys that got to fill up on 87 and 89, I know y'all hurting, and that sucks, man. I feel that sucks for everybody, because for the 87, 89, man, that crap really went up over $1 in a lot of places, and it's only going up. It's only going to continue to get worse, and it's already bad with the inflation, guys. Y'all see the inflation? I think it's like 3.9 or something like that, and went up. Unemployment is ticking up. Puerto Rican Ashley says, "Do you work?" Puerto Rican Ashley, unfortunately, I don't. I am a 100% PNT combat veteran, so I just chill, throw my money on the stock market, try to have that as a second income. Got to do this for fun, you know what I mean? This right here is M6 Grand Coupe. My other joint is the BMW X5M. But yeah, guys, so the oil prices is going up, and we told y'all, all of y'all celebrating the whole Venezuela thing. Guess what, guys? We can't use that oil either, because we don't have the refineries to process that shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to start a global trade war, if you're going to start an energy war, you should probably make sure you have the ability to supply your own country's energy needs before you do all that. But this is what happens when you go into something without a plan of action. Okay, guys, you can do a bunch of things just YOLOing, like hop on a stream or drive from one city to the other, or just try to do some hobbies and stuff. But in government, in a professional environment, this kind of decision making, guys, would, y'all know this, in y'all jobs, you get fired making dumbass decisions like this. Hold up, we're going to start a global trade war, and we're not going to have any of our allies on riding with us. We're going to tariff our allies as well. We're going to go into Venezuela. First off, we shouldn't have had anyway, but we're going to go into Venezuela and not have any plan on how to actually access that oil and benefit from us. We're going to launch a war in Iran with no off-ramp, no actual end game. This is what happens, guys, when you go into major decisions with no plan, right? Or you go into these plans thinking people are just going to roll over and do whatever you want, because again, We're the United States. We got the greatest military. Guys, I'm going to repeat it again. Having the best of something does not guarantee a win. Does it increase your chances? Yes. Does not guarantee a win. We had the best military in Iraq in 2003. And while we successfully invaded them, occupying wise, that failed, right? We had to withdraw. Afghanistan, right? 20 years. 20 years, guys. So let's not pretend like just because you got the best of something means you're gonna win, because some people are playing the long game, right? And some people are just waiting for, again, with the way our world works today, it's a battle of attrition, aka this is gonna wait it out. We're gonna see who lasts the longest, because them Iranian drones, just for example, guys, them things might cost like 10K a pop. 10K a pop. And it's costing us over $1 million just to shoot down one of them. All right. Like, we are going, as y'all seen, Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump asking for $200 billion to continue the war that we won. To continue a war that we won. They're asking for $200 billion. You think they're asking for $200 billion when they're building them drones in Iran? Do you think they need that much money right now? Think about how much money have they spent just holding us off right now? I guarantee you ain't been $200 billion. I guarantee you, what's this war allegedly costing us, like $1 billion a day? I guarantee you it ain't costing them $1 billion a day to run this shit. You know, but that's what happens when you go in things with no plan. That's what happens when you just decide to just half-ass everything. You know, we're just all jacked up, especially here in America, because what sucks is that we got so many homegrown problems that we need to take care of, and yet the more the issues stack up here domestically, the more we take interest in overseas nonsense. You see what I mean? And guys, that's one of the evidence that lets you know that our leadership doesn't know what they're doing, right? Because they have a lot more leeway and a lot more power to do whatever they want overseas. But now when you got to do things domestic, you got to work with Congress and all these other joints. You see how they act. And we're just, right now, our leadership is incompetent. But guess what, guys? When you look at our country overall, our country's incompetent. We got potholes everywhere. AIs continue to take over. Let's be clear, guys. AI taking over in America wasn't ever going to be the hardest thing, because the fact of the matter is, we aren't the most educated population on the planet. Not even close. And all the metrics when it comes to first world countries, guys, we're one of the lowest. Y'all understand that, right? Like, I believe only half the country got a reading ability above a 6th grade level. Even less than that has like secondary post education, which in of itself isn't necessarily a requirement, but it gets to the point that, damn, like, we also can't read, so that's a problem. No, it wasn't going to be hard for AI to take over in a country like ours. Let's just be real. You know what I mean? We already been, I mean, for God's sakes, for the last 40 years, we've already been outsourcing our labor anyway. You know, people use the fact, oh, it's cheaper and all this other shit. No, yeah, it's cheaper. And then, well, guess what, guys? Donald Trump has said it last year with the South Koreans in Georgia. Hey, man, America, we ain't got the talent. We ain't got the talent to do these jobs. And guys, y'all seen them robots, right? Y'all seen them AI robots. Again, this was just a more just hopping on stream, just trying to get used to these things. I wish I had some more articles to pull up, but I know you guys been paying attention if you've been rocking with me, man. Them AI robots, they start the Chinese ones, Jesus Christ. All right. They move like they move like humanoids. All right. It is already bad enough that our white collar jobs were being taken from AI that just exist on a digital server. But now, guys, the more they get with these AI robots, the more likely now we're going to have blue collar labor being threatened. Now, obviously, we're still going to be somewhat of we're still a long ways off of that. But with the rate of technology pacing, how long is a long way off? See what I mean? A long way off for some of my older people out there. Well, that might have been like 20, 30 years, but it's a long way off now because of technology today, more like 5, 10. That's a huge difference. You know what I mean? That's and this is why I'm always telling people, man, like, as much as some of this technology seems off-putting or scary or you kind of hate it, get used to it, because AI, whether we like it or not, guys, is here, and it's only going to get bigger in amongst our lives. So I need you guys, please, please, please learn about LLMs, learn about AI prompts, like just at least keep up with it. That way, none of this stuff, hits you from behind, right? It creeps up on you guys, because right now unfortunately there's going to be too many people who get caught up, and they're going to act, or I'm not going to say they're going to act, but they're not going to know why it happened, why all of a sudden they lost their jobs. But a lot of us know exactly why they lost their jobs. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all know these programmers literally coded themselves out of a job. Like, imagine being so advanced that you create your own replacement. You know what I mean? Like that's how smart our programmers and our computer scientists have become. Like, they develop something so advanced, it's going to replace them. I don't even know what to do about that, man. Because at least if you're a real computer programmer, you can use AI, develop AI, or develop your own AI to help you out. But for the rest of us normies, man, what the hell are we supposed to do about it? Like I told you guys, I happen to be okay, right? PNT, combat vet, got the VA coming in, all that shit, got the stock, the dividend yields coming in. I'm okay. I'm going to be fine, but it's not about me. It's about my fellow countrymen who aren't going to be fine. That worries me, and that pisses me off, because AI was sold as a thing that was going to make our lives easier, but unfortunately it's made our lives worse, again, as a collective, because now people are actually having to work longer or be threatened to lose their job by a fucking computer, by a damn clanker. All right, and then y'all see this, our masters of the universe, guys, they're not gonna, y'all know we're gonna have to have some sort of UBI in the future, and they're not talking about that at all. Right? Y'all already see it now. The economy somehow is going up despite the fact that Americans are losing jobs. And that's because, again, the stock market is not the same as Main Street, and we got a K-shaped economy right now, right? And it got worse because just a few months ago, guys, I believe it was the top 10% is responsible for 50% of our consumer income in America, or consumer spending in America. I'm sorry. Now that's up to like 65. All right, so that means the 90% is responsible for less than half of the consumer spending in this country. Y'all know that's going to be a disaster. It's a disaster right around the corner, guys. And our leadership, our elites, our master of the universe don't plan on doing a damn thing about it except accelerating that. Y'all know that, right? They want to make it worse. They don't want to help us. Hell, they think we got it coming. All right. You should listen to some of these elites, guys. Hey, man, or some of our congressmen, right? Hey, man, you got to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Hey, you should have planned better. Should have did all this other shit from a bunch of nepo babies, from a bunch of silver spooned ass adults who never had a struggle in their life. Hey, man, you should have planned better. Okay. But guys, it's really what I wanted to get into today. I wanted to talk about this Florida woman who peed on so much shit that she damaged $3,000 worth of property. But I'm hungry and I'm gonna get up out of here. So, hey, this was a quick pop up for you guys that's in there. Thanks for rocking with me. I'll catch you guys later. Again, I'll just be popping up on stream randomly. Just hit me up.